right. Hee-haw, yes. Accordion Cool. Coach Dave, you notice the cowboy hat? That first song maybe gave you a little clue. Going totally out of character today. We're going to do a country show. Yep. Coach Dave doesn't play a lot of country songs because a lot of the stuff they're trotting out today ain't real country. But that first tune, of course, 1952. A fella named Hank Williams. Hank Williams, he was kind of the granddaddy of country music. He had something like 35, 36 #1 hits. Now back then, 1952 or so, they didn't have country stations, rock stations, everything was all on one station. So you might have a Sinatra tune followed by Jambalaya, which is what I just played. So even in that venue, he had all those hits. Unfortunately, he left us when he was 29 years old because it seems that old Hank was putting a lot of things into his body that just did not belong there. And something like 6 of his gold records and #1 hits were after his death. So that was jambalaya. Now, jambalaya was a food, a southern food. And I want to tell you, we were down in Baton Rouge doing an expo several years ago. At the end of the expo, this fellow walks in with 2 vats, jambalaya and gumbo, which he had cooked up in his own kitchen or something. Oh, never tasted anything so great. It was really wonderful. So, all right, well, we'll stay same venue, 1952, same artist. Hank Williams, probably his biggest hit called, Cheatin' Hard. You're cheating hard, will tell on you. Oh, boy. Well, country tunes, there's generally about three different subjects. Either, truck died, dog died, or my half-brother ran off with my wife, and that's pretty much about it. But there are some really nice country tunes. Okay, this next one goes back even earlier than Hank Williams. Somewhere in the 1930s, 1940s, a fellow named Jimmy Davis. Who? Jimmy Davis. Jimmy Davis was a a very well-known country artist out of Louisiana. He wrote a lot of songs and a lot of hits, but the interesting thing about Jimmy Davis is not only was he a country performer, but he was also the governor of Alabama on 2 separate occasions, and not consecutively. I believe it was in the early 40s. He had 1 term as governor, and decided he liked it so much back in the early 60s, he ran again and won again. Probably his biggest hit is called "You Are My Sunshine." So let's see what we can do with that. "You Are My Sunshine," and that also, I think Louisiana has more than 1 state song, and that is one of them. State song of Louisiana, "You Are My Sunshine." Well, this next tune, in my humble opinion, this is the greatest country song ever written. A fellow named Willie Nelson, you've heard of him, right? He wrote it in 1961. Now there's a young lady who recorded this song and pretty much had the biggest hit of her career in 1961. Unfortunately, she tragically died a year or 2 later in an airplane accident. Her name is Patsy Cline. Now, if you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, and even if you're not a country fan, I would certainly recommend anybody going there. It's a wonderful place. There is a whole room just dedicated to Patsy Cline. And this song is on a continuous tape. Now, if you don't like the song, well, but it's a great tune. It's called Crazy, Crazy. So let's see what we can do with Crazy. crazy Patsy Cline. This next tune is also a Patsy Cline tune. This is the tune she actually had her first big hit on, 1957, and actually, while she had, you know, quite a few tunes between this and Crazy, nothing as big as Crazy since 1957. So it was like wasn't a 4-year drought, but there were nice little tunes, but they didn't catch everybody's imagination. Little tune when she went out walking, and she was walking after midnight, searching for you or somebody. So little Patsy, I go out walking. I go out walk. I got a little carried away on that one. You can't really play too many jazz licks in country, but okay, we'll not worry about that. All right, next tune, 1970. A fellow named Chris Christopherson wrote this tune, recorded it, had a minor hit with it. Same year, a young lady named Sammy, and that's S-A-M-M-I, Sammy Smith, recorded it and blew it off the charts. Little tune called Help Me Make It Through the Night. help me make it through the night. Well, you know, we got a couple more tunes to go, and I figured we would have some extra tunes today because these country tunes are pretty short. Now, this next tune, another Hank tune. Now, this tune, actually, I do play quite a bit because it kind of lends itself a little bit to a little jazzy thing. So, a little tune called Hey, 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 Good Looking. So, let's see what happens. I feel so much better now. I needed that. Okay, hey, good looking Hank. Hank Williams did more with 2 and 3 chords in a song than anybody in history. I mean, he just pioneered that whole thing. And of course, he died at such an early age. Well, we're getting down towards the end of our time today. I hope you've enjoyed our little trip out into the country. It's country and jazz. They're both, you know, really American music. You know, American music. The backbone of a lot of American music. So once in a while I enjoy doing a country tune, and maybe even a whole show. I guess I just did a whole show. All right, well, our last tune, a fella named Willie Nelson. I think I mentioned him a little earlier. Of course, one of the iconic country artists even today. And Willie's getting up there, but I guess he still gets out and tours and everything. 1980, he wrote a song. Well, he probably wrote many songs in 1980. But this particular song, well, it's like what we got to do. We got to get out of here and get on the road again. So here's a little Willie on the road again. All right, that is our country show. Thank you all for watching, tuning in, whoever it is that you get our show. Now, I didn't hear a lot of clicks, so I guess everybody stayed with us. Didn't hear like a TV turning off or whatever. So, Coach Dave, and definitely bring the young'uns in to hear some of these songs. We guarantee they've never heard them before. And the big guy behind the glass, I don't think I threw any curveballs at him today, because country music is not a lot of different sounds to use. So we just stayed with accordion and piano today, and I don't even know if they had accordions in some of the country bands back then. So let's go home on the road again, I guess.